Have you ever witnessed a life-or-death chase in the wild? A cold-blooded predator closing in while its prey bolts forward in sheer desperation. In the unforgiving Arizona desert, where the sun scorches by day and the cold cuts like a blade at night, a silent assassin faces off against a master of speed. Who truly rules the desert? Let's find out. The Arizona desert is an endless sea of sand, where every creature is forced to become a survival expert. In this harsh maze of rock and dust, the rattlesnake is the ultimate proof of ambush, perfected over millions of years. Typically stretching 3 to 5 feet long, its coiled muscles hide beneath rough, patterned scales that blend seamlessly with the desert floor, making it nearly invisible to both prey and predators. When lying in wait, the rattlesnake is so still, its heartbeat slows, and only its flickering forked tongue tastes every particle of scent drifting through the air. But behind that stillness is a lethal secret weapon heat-sensing pits between its eyes. These allow the snake to detect temperature changes as small as 0.0 Wattgrams, an almost supernatural ability. In complete darkness, when human eyes fail, it can still see life moving, tracking warm blood and a beating heart. When the moment comes, the strike is over in 0.3 seconds faster than the blink of an eye. Hollow fangs whip forward like daggers, injecting a deadly weapon venom. This cocktail of enzymes and neurotoxins destroys tissue clots' blood and shuts down the nervous system. For small creatures like mice or baby birds, death is almost instant. No chase, no wasted energy, just patience. The rattlesnake waits as life drains away, then glides forward, opens its hinged jaws, and swallows its prey whole. The rattlesnake isn't just a killer, it's also a master of defense. When it feels threatened, it doesn't always strike right away. Instead, its signature tail begins to vibrate, producing that dry, sharp rattle sound that has become an icon of the desert. The noise comes from a series of hollow segments at the tip of its tail knocking together at lightning speed, and it can be heard from dozens of feet away. It's a final warning. Don't come any closer. In a harsh environment where energy is everything, this warning lets the snake avoid unnecessary fights and save its strength for its next hunt. Unlike most snakes that lay eggs, rattlesnakes give birth through a process called ovoviviparity. The eggs develop and hatch inside the mother's body, keeping the young safe from predators and brutal desert conditions. When they're born, each baby already has venom fangs and fully developed survival instincts. Within just a few hours, they scatter in all directions, beginning their solitary journey. With no parental protection, these tiny snakes rely entirely on instinct to stay alive. This is nature at its harshest. Only the strongest will survive. If the rattlesnake is the embodiment of patience and stealth, the Roadrunner is pure speed and boldness. Weighing barely 300 grams, about 10 ounces, this bird can hit speeds over 30 km/h 20 outrunning predators many times its size. With long, powerful legs and razor-sharp reflexes, the Roadrunner doesn't just run to escape it, turns the tables and hunts the hunters. When it faces off with a rattlesnake, the Roadrunner strikes like an arrow. With a precise snap of its beak, it clamps down on the snake's head, slamming its prey against the ground until it's completely immobilized. The entire fight is over so fast, the venom doesn't even have a chance to work. This bold strategy makes the Roadrunner one of the few animals the rattlesnake truly fears. But speed isn't its only weapon. Its sharp claws and powerful beak allow it to take down snakes nearly its own length. When hunting, it strikes the snake's head with its beak, then flips the prey into the air and smashes it onto the ground repeatedly until its neck breaks, a brutal yet highly efficient tactic that combines agility with precision power. And the Roadrunner's menu isn't limited to snakes. It also hunts lizards, insects, rodents, and even scorpions. The venom of a desert scorpion, a deadly weapon to many creatures, barely affects it. This makes the Roadrunner a true multi-skilled assassin of the unforgiving desert. In the desert, no one stays on top forever. Even the rattlesnake with its lethal venom can end up as dinner for the Roadrunner. And the Roadrunner, in turn, must constantly watch for hawks, bobcats, and coyotes. The food chain here is a tangled web where a single misstep can mean death. The image of a rattlesnake coiled in silence waiting while a Roadrunner streaks past thorny shrubs has become a symbol of the fragile balance nature has maintained for millions of years. And it's not just the Roadrunner. The king cobra is another formidable enemy, immune to the venom of many snakes. When they meet, the cobra doesn't hesitate. It strikes head-on coils around its prey and crushes the rattlesnake until it falls limp. This brutal clash is a reminder that even the most skilled killers are never truly safe in the wild. The Arizona desert is a land of extremes. Daytime temperatures soar above 40 degrees 104 degrees Celsius, while nights plunge close to freezing. In this unforgiving world, every creature has become a survival expert. Kangaroo rats burrow deep beneath the sand to escape the sun, and towering cacti store precious water for the dry season. The rattlesnake and the Roadrunner are two of the desert's finest survivors. One relies on silence, camouflage, and venom. The other on speed, intelligence, and boldness. When the Roadrunner spots a rattlesnake, the duel begins. The snake coils tightly its tail, buzzing a chilling rattle that echoes across the desert like a death knell. The Roadrunner doesn't flinch. It circles carefully, calculating, searching for an opening. Then, in a sudden blur of motion, it strikes its sharp beak aimed straight at the snake's head. In an instant, the fight is over. This isn't just a hunt for a meal. It's survival in its purest form, the one who's faster, sharper, and more precise lives to see another day. The cycle of life in the Arizona desert spins on relentless. Today's predator may become tomorrow's prey. This fragile balance has endured for millions of years, but now human expansion and climate change threaten to shatter it. Watching the battle between the Roadrunner and the rattlesnake, we're reminded that nature isn't just danger, it's wisdom honed by evolution over millennia. Every creature carries the story of survival written in its DNA. And if humanity hopes to endure on this planet, we must learn to respect and protect that balance. Under the blazing desert sun, the Roadrunner darts through thorny bushes, while the rattlesnake stays hidden, perfectly camouflaged, waiting for the perfect strike. The cycle of survival continues, where today's predator could be tomorrow's prey. This delicate balance has existed for millions of years. The question is, will humanity learn to respect it or break it forever? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss more amazing content. Your support is what keeps us exploring and sharing untold stories of the natural world. Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for sticking with us to the end of this journey. We'll see you on the next adventure.